we do have a preview, actually. So let's have a look and jump over. Actually, don't know if this is set up properly, and we do still need... Oh, it is not set up properly. Let's get that set up. So if we go over and pop that there, we want this one. There we go. We got a few bits lined up for NXT this week then. Quite busy, actually. So we have got Fallon Henley defending her women's North American title against Kelani Jordan. We got Trick Williams. He's looking to the future, just like Sunny when she does her tarot card reading. Actually, Sunny might be a part of that, so that's very exciting. Then we've got Julia and Stephanie Vacour battling Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. Then we got Sol Ruca and Cora Jade battling in an Iron Survivor Challenge qualifier. Then we've got the Riz looking for payback against Nikita Lyons, and we got Javon Evans and Lexis King competing in an Iron Survivor Challenge qualifier. So couple of qualifying matches. We've got some revenge that the Riz is looking for. Julia and Stephanie against Lash and Jakara will be good. Lash and Jakara have really built up their star power. They've obviously been used quite a bit on the main roster. Seemingly not anymore, but they've just had a good little run as we built towards Crown Jewel. And so Julia and Stephanie against those two, that'll be interesting. That'll be good as well. Looking forward to that. I don't think Fallon's losing the title back to Kelani, of course, but the match makes sense doing it so that Kelani can try and win it back. But I'm pretty sure Fatal Influence are going to get involved. They're going to prevent Kelani from winning that title back. So maybe not as juicy as what we've seen in recent weeks. Obviously, we've been spoiled in recent weeks, what with the ECW show last week. Obviously, those ratings doing very, very well, which is great to see. You love to see it. Yeah, but we're kind of back to normal now. We're back to the PC. We're back from our travels. We're back to normal episodes. And not loads here to bring people in. So, yeah, it looks all right. I mean, it looks like there's quite a bit that's been announced. It looks like there's some decent names on the show. Star Power looks okay. You got Julia, you got Stephanie, you've got Javon, you've got Trick Williams. So, you know, it looks like there's a few names around. But, yeah, it's a step down, isn't it, from where we were last week? But, of course, it was always going to be. We can't always have an ECW theme show. But, yeah, I hope everyone's well. Hello, hello, hello. So, Kian said, Daze, hope you're doing well. Hope you have a good day. I enjoyed Unseen. I thought Raw was okay. The leaks for next week. Can I show my art folder for the web next week, said Kian. Kian, you can send in whatever you want. We're doing a talent show on the Wrestling Escape Pods. And normally we get like 5-6 entries. So if we can get that again, that would be brilliant. That will allow us to do, you know, an episode. If we just get 1 or 2 things, then it's a bit more of a struggle. So I really would encourage people to partake in that. And it's not, you know, again, I know that we have fun and I know that we goof around and I enjoy doing that. But when it comes to stuff that people send in, obviously we're very respectful, because I wouldn't want people sending stuff in worrying that we were going to, you know, take the mick out of it. So you don't need to worry about that. We're always very respectful, and actually we don't even need to try, because whenever we've been sent stuff, it's normally genuinely really good stuff. It's interesting to see what the community is capable of, what skills are out there. We've got some really talented, like, comedians, as we said, people that partake in sports, people that have, like, built up epic collections. Really, it's just what you want to show off, whatever it is that you want to show off. So ideally we'd be looking for a skill or a talent, but I don't mind if you've built up a collection over like 20 odd years or something and you're really proud of it and you want to show that off, and you think that that might help you win. You know, you might think that that's something that would resonate. I suppose in a way it's like, who gets the most votes? Who's going to be able to secure the most votes? who is going to be able to do that, and what can you send in to do that. So I'm sort of open-minded, really. I mean, it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? So I'm not really too bogged down with, oh, it's got to be this, it's got to be that. Just send in what you want, really, and let's see who can get the most votes. And we'll just have it as a big bonkers mess. So it can be a video, it can be an image. Ideally, I would try and keep it around skill and talent rather than just sending in a random meme, you know. But yeah, Web's got talent. Let's see what the community can conjure up. So, Kian, yes, feel free to send in some of your art. But Daze, WWE ID have tweeted someone from Canada has been ID'd, and we're going to find out on Sunday. Oh, James, thank you. I don't know who these boomers are. I mean, maybe some people are going to know some names about some Canadians that are out there, but to be honest, they could talk about some British talent I wouldn't even know. I'd have a couple of names in mind, but yeah, honestly, I can't think of any Canadians or anything, so maybe our Canadian friends might know. Interesting episode of the Web. Will the Web ever have a special themed episodes? I was surprised Tommy mentioned essays for the talent show, says Melissa. Will the Web ever have themed episodes? Well, next week's a bit of a themed episode, isn't it? With the talents show. So that's a bit of a themed episode. When the original concept for the Wrestling Escape Pod was that each episode would be done on a different wrestling topic. And to be honest, it took too much work. Like, it was a lot of like having to sit down and do a lot of prep. So it just became a lot easier to kind of turn up and just kind of catch up and just go wherever the conversation went. So we can do themed episodes, but I don't know kind of what themes we would have. I mean, like, we've done, you know, like Halloween, Christmas, those kind of things, Easter. But really, you know, we just tend to just turn up and just go where the conversation goes. So, yeah, next week should be fun with the talent thing. I'm looking forward to that. Andrew said, long time no see. Hello, Andrew. I appreciated your shout outs. I sent about the Undertaker might be Cena's opponent at WrestleMania 34 and then Undertaker AJ at Mania 36. Andrew, Quinn, shout out to you, my friends. I hope you're well. Hope life's treating you well. Welcome back around. Feel free to share your thoughts on what's happening in the modern wrestling. I'm figuring you're still watching, still enjoying, and we're in quite a good place at the moment. Modern wrestling doing some really good stuff. Wrestler Andy Hello said, who's on your Canadian Mount Rushmore of wrestling? Canadian Mount Rushmore of wrestling. That is a very interesting question. There's obviously a few names that come to mind with Brett, but the Hart family, Jericho, of course. But I want to just have a look at Canadian wrestlers, because I know I'm going to flip and forget some big names. I mean, look at all this. Look at all this. I mean, they've got a very proud, very rich wrestling history. The Rizzo family is a family worth mentioning if you're going to talk about greats, but it's the Harts are going to dominate the conversation, aren't they? Roddy Piper is a good one. That's one that I could have forgotten. Roddy Piper, Pat Patterson. Kenny Omega is interesting for what he's contributed. Edge. None of them feel like, oh my god, yes, apart from Brett. I suppose you'd probably have to have Jericho. I'm trying to see if there's anyone that... Oh, Edward Compartier. Massive name. He would have to go on. Former world champion. Abdullah the Butcher, that's a good one. That's a good one. Brett, Edward Compartier, Jericho. Brock. Is Brock Canadian? He was born in South Dakota, but he must have, like, Canadian citizenship now. Well, does that mean that he counts, then? If you said Brock, would that count? Ivan Koloff? Wow. Ivan Koloff. Rocky Johnson? Yeah? The Rock's dad was born in Canada? I never knew that. I never knew the soul man, Rocky Johnson, was Canadian. Abdullah the Butcher is interesting. He got around, didn't he? He made a splash. It's a bit dull kind of sitting here and just reading down a list of names. I'm pleased we did this, though, because I definitely would not have said Edward Compartier. Yeah, it's a bit dull, really. Piper's hard to leave off. If you think that he main evented WrestleMania 1 and is one of the greatest talkers. I do find with Piper, though, that he kept leaving and kind of coming back, you know? Like, there's like these long periods of absence that Piper had. I feel like a lot of his best years were pre-WrestleMania and outside of WWF as well. A lot of history there, a lot of good wrestlers there, but I think I'm settling on Jericho, Edward Compartier, Bret Hart, and I might go Abdullah the Butcher, you know. I didn't know he was Canadian. When did he start? 58. Oh my God, he retired in 2019. He debuted in 1958. He started in 1958. Flip it. I mean, obviously he retired whilst being on the flipping indies. But he is a Hall of Famer. Look at all these achievements. He went into the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame in 2019. He went into the Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame in 1996. He went into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2011. Wrestled all over the world. You could go Owen as well. Owen would be a tricky one, wouldn't he, to leave out? But, yeah. Jericho, Brett, Edward Compartier. I think you gotta go. Would you go Edge over Owen? But how do you compare Abdullah the Butcher? Tricky, innit? Sami Zayn, said Alexa Bliss Gamer. El Generico. Rick Martel. Jinder. Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart from Canada. Jimmy Hart from Canada. It says United States here. Unless he's got Canadian citizenship as well. I don't know. It says American. I don't know if he's got Canadian citizenship. How about your favorite, Jinder Mahal? Well, I wouldn't say Jinder's on a Mount Rushmore. I mean, we've debated whether he gets into the Hall of Fame, and there's different schools of thought on that. My feelings on it are quite clear in the sense of if you get to a WWE championship, I think you've reached the top of the biggest promotion, and I think that should get you into the Hall of Fame. But there's people out there that don't think Jinder did enough to warrant Hall of Fame, which I'm struggling with, because if you look at the other competition in the Hall of Fame, the bar is really low. It's not a very high bar. I kind of think that if you compare it to, like, Queen Shamel, you know, Coco Beware, like the fact that Jinder went on to win, you know, a few titles in WWE, but one of them was the WWE Championship, which he held for a little while as well. He didn't just have it for a week or two. Like, he had it for a little while. I think that for what he did for India and what he did to represent India, even though he wasn't Indian, but he was of Indian descent, of course. I think you can make a real argument for him going into the Hall of Fame. If the bar was higher, if like the entry point was harder to get in, then I would say no, he probably didn't do enough. But yeah, I would say that he did enough compared to some of the other people that are in there. Santino Morella is Canadian, said Kader. MJR said, I learnt something new today. I've learnt something new today as well. It's good when you learn some new stuff. My top 2 wrestlers that I loved were Hogan and Brett. Trish could be on a Mount Rushmore. That's not bad. That's not bad, to be honest. She probably did as much for women's wrestling as maybe... Wow. I was going to say nearly as much as other women, but... you know, Fabulous Moolah ran the women's division, but she did it in a very negative way. So I think when you talk about like the best women in WWE history, Trish is normally there or thereabouts. So yeah, she would not feel out of place being in that 4th spot, to be honest. That's a good shout. Melissa said Mahal won the WWE title. He was a manager for Indus Sher, mid-level titles. He'll probably get in there maybe around 2042. Yeah, I think he reaches that level for me. I think that, as I said, it's hard for us to understand the impact he had in India because, of course, that's the reason they gave him the title. They gave it him because they wanted to make moves in India. And I don't think it was working for them. I don't think that they were kind of making the grounds that they wanted to make, but he still meant a lot to the Indian people and he still oversaw growth in that area. So, like, it's hard for us to sit here. We see him as a bit of a joke. We see him as a bit of a kind of jobber that got elevated to a crazy status, but to people in India, he means more than that. And I think, you know, he definitely gets into the conversation. So, yeah, it's one that people have debated. Kim's Chains said, Iron Mike Sharp is Canadian. He was the first non-European to win the British heavyweight belts. Nathan says, my locker in high school was all NWO stuff with Brett and Nitro girls. Six said, Mount Rushmore, it's just an opinion. I don't care, says Six Horror Kingman. Jinder Mahal rocks, said AJ206. James is shocked, but not really shocked, that Rowdy Roddy Piper wasn't Scottish. Lord Sheargrath said, I'm not Canadian, but I can be if it helps. Oh, Lords, if I know you're Canadian, Mount Rushmore, it would just be Alexa Bliss time 4, wouldn't it? You'd just have Alexa Bliss. Every time I ask Lord Sheargrath who's on your Mount Rushmore, he says Alexa Bliss. So I just don't ask anymore, to be honest. Andrew said, what legends do we want to see return at the Rumble? I want to see Steve Austin, The Rock, stare down Undertaker and Kane, said Andrew. Well, I don't see that happening. When we get the Rumble, it does not tend to be legends quite of that stature. I think if Stone Cold's coming back, which I don't even know that he is, I don't think he is. I think he would want it to be at WrestleMania. I don't think he needs to be in the Rumble. The Rumble is your ticket. I kind of feel like the Rumble is, if you're of a certain level, like, say, you know, MVP or the Boogeyman or someone like that ain't going to have a WrestleMania match, but you want a nice little surprise in the Rumble. You know, like an IRS kind of a thing. You ain't going to give them a WrestleMania match, but you can put them in a Rumble. But, like, you know, Stone Cold, you know, if he wants to do something, that's flipping main event in WrestleMania, isn't it? Like he did the other year with Kevin Owens. I can't see Undertaker, and Kane's busy at the moment, isn't he, being a mayor? So, yeah, I mean, I think that might be a bit too high of a level. I think we might have to go a little bit lower to kind of the the kind of mid-card range. But to be honest, I don't even know if we're going to have those kind of legends now, because the rosters are so big that I don't even know that there's really that much room, because you've got a pretty stacked Raw and SmackDown rosters. You can always use a couple of people from NXT, and I would not be shocked if Joe Hendry was in the Rumble. He's teased it, and normally when they tease it, it means it's not going to happen. But he is still over. Like, he's still got that kind of groundswell of support. And I wouldn't be shocked if they tried to tap into that and put him into the Royal Rumble. But, yeah, because they did it with Jordan Grace last year. And for me, Joe Hendry is probably more over than Jordan Grace. So if that's still going to continue through to the end of January, or I think it's like February 1st, is it? I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up going in. So I don't know what room we've got to play with, to be honest. Someone like an X-Pac would be good, but I don't know physically where he is, you know? I'd love it if he came out as 1, 2, 3 kid. That would be awesome. If, like, we could have someone going back that far, I think that would be pretty fun. The Great Muta looks great in the game. He has his WCW theme, so he is playable tomorrow. Thoughts whether he would have been the biggest wrestler WWE had signed him? I think he would have been the biggest wrestler they would have signed at that point. Would he be the biggest wrestler had he have signed now? They had Tenryu, didn't they? He was in the Rumble. It's just he wasn't really known in America. So Muta's bigger than Shinsuke and bigger than Asuka. He was Asuka's inspiration. Yeah, I think he would have been. I think he would have been the biggest Japanese star that they ever would have had he have signed with them. He was brilliant in WCW as well. Loved him in WCW. So, yeah, I would have loved for him to have come. But to be perfectly truthful, I don't think that Vince would have known how to deal with him, you know? Vince was never very good. I mean, Taka Michinoku probably should have been a much bigger star. There's quite a few Japanese stars that Vince has had over the years that probably should have been bigger stars. But we've never really known how to, like, really present them very well. So he would not have been treated at the same level as WCW treated him. They, I think, had a great relationship with New Japan and, like, really understood, had, like, a real good understanding, and they knew how to kind of present that talent, whereas Vince was just never really interested, was he? He just, I think the promos have always been a barrier if they don't speak American or English. That's always been something Vince has seen as a real barrier, so he just never creatively seemed to get behind them. Andrew said there's one surprise that I would like to see. I don't know how people would have appeared in the old ECW arena. I wanted to see Sandman in the Rumble. That would be good. I'd be down for seeing Sandman. Who knows? I mean, Rob Van Dam felt like he was meant to do something last week, but he didn't because he was in his wrestling gear. So it feels like he was meant to do something. So I don't know if he got high and they were like, we can't do it now. But if he was to be around, I think it would be pretty fun if Rob Van Dam was to return and start doing something. That would be pretty good. There's too much comedy with Japanese talent. Depends, really. Depends who you... depends how you book them. Jushin Liger was better than Great Muta. Liger would put talent over. Muta never did. Raven said Sting is still my favourite. TNA X WWE crossover has been great, said Vic. Joe Hendry is over everywhere. Alfie said that's the issue with some people. They ruin it for no reason. Tommy Sabu Sandman should have made an appearance last week. Do you prefer heel Fallon or babyface Fallon? Babyface Fallon. But babyface Fallon, I think, had gone a little bit stale. I don't feel like Fallon is a nasty person, really. I feel like she's a nice, good soul, good-hearted person. I feel like her being a cowgirl should be a no-brainer. There isn't really anyone I can think of that's like that in WWE. So her being the cutesy cowgirl and us leaning into that, and her, like, you know, being on the ranch. Do you remember when Tiffany Stratton lost that match against Fallon and had to go and clean out the horses? Like, that was fine. There was a bit of humor there. And, like, Tiffany was, like, in her kind of pink finery and a designer gear, and she's, like, trying to muck out the horses and everything. That was okay. It was okay. I think it gave us a glimpse of kind of what we could maybe do with the Fallon character. But, yeah, I don't know. They just seemed to run out of ideas. They had this gimmick, which I would think you could do something with. But for some reason, they just couldn't come up with anything. And so now they've just turned her into a bit of a generic heel. That she doesn't really have anything now. I suppose in a way she's still that sort of cowgirl, but I don't know. I think like there was, I feel like there was a lot more you could have done with her being a face. I would lean into the fun a bit more, to be honest. I think you could have made her a bit more fun. Maybe you could have had a few like cheesy puns, and that could have been part of her personality. Getting in like horse puns or something, and just like in her promos, like coming across quite cutesy. She doesn't do no harm to no one. She's a nice person, good friend, always there for a shoulder to cry on type girl, you know. Homely kind of a thing. But I don't know, we just didn't do that, did we? We seemed to lose our way a bit, turned a heel, and now she's just super generic. So, yeah, I think I preferred her as face. Can we do an opinions video on the women's US title? I remember we did one before, but now that it's announced, it could be good to see who people want to do as the first champion. Ping it over as a message. I'll put it in the opinions folder. Yeah, we can do that. I'm gonna do NXT opinions tonight. I decided I just don't care about the views. Like, I didn't do it before because the views, they struggle to get to like even 1,000 views on the second channel. But you know, we love NXT. We're watching it every week. We talk about the good things. We talk about the bad things. It is a little weird that we then go, right, that's it, show's over, see you later. We might as well do, like, treat it the same as we do Raw and SmackDown, and hopefully we can get more people involved and kind of grow it. And let's see if we can, you know, try and grow it. I don't think we will, but yeah, I'm gonna do that tonight. But maybe we could do, I'd imagine every channel's done that though, to be honest. I'd imagine that. It doesn't strike me as original, but if you want to have the conversation, we can have the conversation. My favorite Sting WCW moment was when he had the crow on his arm in the rafters, said Andrew Quinn. Ismail said, I feel Fallon Henley could be like a Rey Mysterio, meaning never turn her heel. Daze, it was great seeing Rob Van Dam again in the ring, said Joe. It was lovely seeing him back. Yes, I agree. It was just a bit strange that he got taken out backstage after they had teased that he was going to do something. And actually, he ended up doing nothing, because even when he came down, he just sort of distracted. And we didn't even really get him actually doing anything. So it was nice to see him, but I was left a little bit confused about how we used him. It really feels like he was not medically cleared or capable of actually doing something physically. But if he can be capable come Rumble, I think that would be exciting. People know his music, and for him to come down. The other thing as well is with TNA, you know, they've got people like the Hardys. I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't have flipping Jeff Hardy's music hit and Jeff Hardy comes down the Rumble. I think that would be pretty well received. So even, you know, you might say TNA and some people might be like, oh, I'm not really bothered, which I would understand because not everyone watches TNA. So, people aren't going to be that bothered about Hammerstone coming down or Josh Alexander coming down. But they do have some ex-WWE legends over there where I'm pretty sure people would be bothered if Jeff Hardy came walking down. That would be a pretty good one. So I don't know who else is over there. Santino Marella is over there, so you could have Santino could come out. That would be pretty fun. So, and they've probably got others. Do you remember Big Show didn't have music, said Raven. The Giants. I like his career was bonkers, wasn't it? I feel like it's so interesting looking at Big Show, because I look at Big Show and I think that's how Andre could have been mishandled in the wrong era. I think Andre was around at the right time where he was an attraction and he wasn't overexposed, and he did a lot of shows in just local markets, and you didn't have access to him all the time, so when you saw him it was special. Imagine Andre every week, and how would you keep that special? And I don't think you would, and I think you would struggle, and I think that's exactly what happened with Big Show. So I find Big Show and his booking quite interesting, because I feel sorry for him, because we never treated him kind of the way that I think we should. I think we saw him way too much. Obviously, he turned heel face way too much. I think Big Show as a name sucks as well. I've never liked the name Big Show. Never liked it. Never liked his music. Never liked the name. I thought it sucked. We could have come up with something way more menacing than Big Show. Here comes the Big Show. So, you could do a very interesting deep dive on the mishandling of Big Show. Paul White. But listen, he made some money. I'm sure he's not too down. He has said, though, that he knows that he wasn't booked properly. There's definitely ways he wished that he had been booked better. But I'm sure that money that he made is keeping his spirits up. Right, Ismail said, don't you see Obafemi as the next Umaga? No. The wrestler reminds me of the good old days of ruthless aggression. No, I mean, Umaga was, again, someone that we saw on a regular basis, and he brought real aggression, real intensity. He's got that kind of Samoan heritage. I don't see Omos as being that. Omos to me is like a Giant Gonzalez. He's a great Carly. He's tall. I don't think he brings that same level of aggression. He's not someone that I think you want to feature on a regular basis. I think he's an attraction, just talking about attractions. I think he's someone that you bring in a few times a year if someone needs a tag partner, if someone needs a mystery opponent. I think you book him strong. I think he's, if you compare him to normal wrestlers, I think he's lacking. But that's a little bit unfair, because if you compare him to other tall wrestlers, he's really good. If you compare him to the great Carly, he's flipping Daniel Bryan. If you compare him to Giant Gonzalez, he's basically AJ Styles. I mean, he can move. His movement is not labored. He can move, and, he can chuck himself around, and, he can do the basics and remain safe. So I kind of look at him as someone that's still super green, someone that I don't know that we're ever going to get to the point where he's wrestling on a regular basis and putting out really good matches. Not even great matches, just really good matches. I just see him as someone that can come in and be that attraction. So, I mean, it was interesting, because when they did that hot dog eating contest, I don't know if you ever saw it. The one that was on Netflix. When they did that the other week, they sent 2 superstars to that to represent WWE. It was quite clever. They sent Rey Mysterio, one of the smallest guys they've got, but one of the biggest names they've got as well. And they sent Omos. And those were the 2 stars that they sent to represent WWE. And obviously, the two standing side by side was a great visual. Ray brought the star power, but everyone was marveling at Omos. Like, the guy that was hosting everything was like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, he is a presence. And you do forget that. It's easy sometimes just to be like, Omos, you know, is tall. Like, he doesn't really bring a great deal other than he's tall. But when you actually see him going on these shows, you kind of go, oh, he does actually bring something here. He brings that OMG factor where people are like properly taken aback. He has got the airport test destroyed. The airport test is if a wrestler walks through the airport and people don't know who it is, will they turn and look and go, did you see that guy? Did you see that guy? That's the airport test. And a lot of wrestlers in 2024 would fail that test. A lot of wrestlers in 2024 ain't passing the airport test. But that used to be a thing back in the day. It's a term that wrestlers know, the airport test. Can you walk through the airport and turn heads and have people look at you because of your size, you're tall, or you're really big, or you're muscular? Like, can you command that attention straight away? And Omos batters that test, destroys that test. And that's part of the battle, really. Because then if you can teach him, like, how to be vicious and how to, like, do some stuff in the ring, I mean, you're pretty much there or thereabouts. He doesn't need to talk. Give him a manager. Give him Heyman. If you can just get him half decent in the ring, you're off. You're off. You're making serious money. But we never could quite get that unlocked, really. He is okay. He won't have a match that stinks the place out, because he won't have a match that's that long. But his match with Brock, I thought, was all right. I don't know if that's the last time we saw him, but I thought his match with Brock was all right. I went into that a bit worried, but it was all right in the end. It was not the disaster I thought it was going to be. Melissa said the best Big Show moment was when he went back in 2004. He destroyed all the SmackDown wrestlers. He looked like a dominant giant at the end of the show. That's exactly the kind of moments that we needed, kind of, not on a regular basis, but all those comedy moments really hurt him, you know? All those comedy moments, I think, really hurt. And I don't know how I really felt about Big Show Floyd Mayweather, to be honest. I kind of feel like Big Show should... I mean, it's hard, isn't it? That's one that I think you might just have to hold your nose and just deal with. I mean, Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest boxers of all time, but he should not be getting past Big Show. And certainly not in a wrestling ring, where Floyd can throw in some shots. But if you're Big Show and you can just take a couple of shots from Floyd, then, you know, you should be able to squash him in the corner, chuck him down, splash it. I mean, like, Floyd just in a wrestling ring shouldn't stand a chance. But there's no way that Floyd's going to take an L at WrestleMania, is he? So it's one of those where, you know, you just sort of have to hold your nose a little bit and just go, this ain't going to go. The thing with Floyd is at least he brings some serious skill. We're talking about one of the greatest boxers of all time, but unfortunately he's not a heavyweight. He might be one of the greatest boxers of all time, but I think we went a bit OTT putting him in there with Big Show. I feel like had we have scaled it down a little bit to someone a little closer to Mayweather's size, then I think it would be more fondly remembered. But I just think we went, you know, like wrestling does sometimes. We just went OTT and we lost our minds. And we put him in there with, you know, the largest athlete in the world. And, you know, it was what it was. Not a match that ever gets spoken about or fondly remembered. But, I mean, it didn't. The build was okay in places. You know, he busted his nose. Do you remember that? And actually, like, you know, Big Show at times in the build came across looking like he got Mayweather bust his nose, right? Pop, 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 and loaded on his nose. Big Show took it, right? His nose was busted, blood absolutely everywhere. He took these shots from Mayweather, and he was like chasing after Mayweather like he was livid. I thought that made him look really good. I thought that is like, yes, that's the Big Show. I want to see Big Show getting smashed in the face by Mayweather, taking it, busting his nose, and just getting angry. You've just upset this monster. Like, yes. But of course, you know, it's Mayweather that's going to come out on top in the end, isn't it? It was always going to be. And that just brings me back to my frustration, really, with celebrities, is if you've got a celebrity that really loves wrestling and gets their place in the hierarchy, then that celebrity should know that really they shouldn't be coming into this world and winning, because they're going to leave the world. Like, this is why I really hate celebrities coming in. If a celebrity would come in, get smashed around and beaten, right, and then do a promo where they're like, I have no idea why I thought that was going to go any different than it did. Like, these are highly trained wrestlers. This is their job. Like, I'm a singer or I'm an actor or whoever the person is. I wouldn't expect them to come into my world and be able to do that, like, better than me. So I don't really know why I thought I'd be able to go into their world and do it better than them. Like, if there was a celebrity, I'd have so much respect for them. My respect for them would go through the roof. But unfortunately, we live in a world of egos, and it seems like a lot of these celebrities are only willing to do it if they get the win. And it's like, that's where I lose respect for celebrities. Mayweather's a little bit different because he is a sportsman. I don't really class him as a celebrity. I class him more as a sports person, like a boxer. Like, he brings actual skills that you can apply in the ring. A singer, what are they going to do? Flipping sing a lullaby in the ring. But a boxer can actually do some damage, like he busted Big Show's nose. So I can take the Mayweather one a bit better. That one is not one I look back on and I'm like, you know, cringing like I would with a Snooki or a Bad Bunny or something like that. But yeah, it's there were some moments during that feud that I thought looked pretty good. Umaga destroyed the Jackass guys. He did. And do you know what? I respected him for that. I actually saw an interview with Steve-O where he said that it's things happened during that they did not plan for. Apparently, Umaga went further than they even rehearsed. Like, there was bits where I think, didn't he rip his shirt off when he was like absolutely? I think Uranagi'd Steve-O, and when he hit this Uranagi, he absolutely slammed him down. Like, it was like a message was being sent, like, you do not belong in this world. And Steve-O, unfortunately, was like pretty messed up after that. He said, like, it really did have like some lasting effects, like the way he'd been like chucked around by Umaga. I sort of felt a little sorry for him, but it is a bit more in line with how I would like to see celebrities getting treated. I just think it elevates the wrestlers and it elevates wrestling if these, you know, celebrities think they can come in and just beat our favorite wrestlers, which I've never understood why that's been tolerated, but that's a conversation for another time. James said, imagine if Vince called Big Show Andre the Giant Jr. Well, they tried that, didn't they, in WCW by painting him out to be Andre's son, and that soon got dropped. But yeah, they did kind of start with that as the premise in WCW. But yeah, Andre Jr. I'm not sure that would have been better, to be honest. But yeah, it's pretty fun to look back, isn't it? My favourite TNA moment was when the Midnight Rider came out of retirement to join the 2 Live crew and whooped Team Canada's Scott D'Amore, having a hissy fit at ringside. It's hilarious, said Kim James. Big time, hello. Do we think Mike Tyson stands the risk of humiliation this Friday? I do worry for him, but I looked at his Instagram and laser focused would be an understatement. I I don't. I worry for him, right? I think that he is someone that has got real name value, serious name value, but I really don't believe that his skill is anywhere near the majority of people where they think it is. Again, you know, they remember him from the 80s when he was an absolute destroying machine. I mean, there is a time where I think he's about as great as any sportsman has ever been. There's a time where he is just so dominant and brutal and like an uncaged animal that he really does connect with the public in a way that very few sportsmen ever can or do. He touches greatness. He is greatness. He really is in that kind of 1%, kind of the top end of that 1%. Like, what he was doing has had a lasting impression on people. But that was not the same Mike Tyson in the late 90s, 2000s. Like, he'd already kind of dropped away from that, right? He'd already fallen from that peak. And that was 20 years ago, right? Now we've had 20 years of inactivity. And he's 58 years old. And, you know, I'm sure he's got himself and kept himself in great shape. He's still going to have that kind of focus, right? He's still going to have power. But, I mean, I don't know that that power is anything compared to what Jake trains with. You know, if you're a heavyweight and you're training with Jake, I actually don't know who Jake's trained with, but if you're a heavyweight, like a modern heavyweight in your 20s, you know, you're going to have more power than a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. I have no qualms about that, right? There's no problems with that whatsoever, right? You're going to have more power than a 58-year-old Mike Tyson if you are a top current heavyweight. And I'm sure that's who Jake's been training with. He will have brought in like some of the best. One thing Jake's got is money. So his training camp, I've no doubt, will have been no expense spared. But I think, honestly, I worry for Mike. He won't have the movement. He won't have the speeds. He won't have, you know, training footage is designed for one thing. I said this the other day. It's designed to sell you the fight. It's not designed to give you an indicator so much as to what the skills, right? It's designed so that it looks good. They obviously put up the best looking moments. Tends to be they work the bag. They haven't just done like, you know, loads of rounds. They're fresh. They're showing everything they've got in those moments. It's very different when that target is moving. It's very different when you're getting frustrated. It's very different when you're being hit back and you're having to worry about defense rather than just unloading on a bag. It's very different. The amount of footage that I've seen that then absolutely does not translate to the fight, I would say is actually more often than not. So many times you'll see someone smashing the hell out of a bag, and then you're like, oh my God, they got serious power. And then they get in the ring, throw some shots. The other person just keeps moving forward, takes them, keeps moving forward. And you're kind of like, they look so good on the bag. But like in the fight, it just does not translate. Only a percentage of what you see will translate to the fight. So do I think he's at risk of being humiliated? Depends what humiliation is. I don't see him getting knocked out in the first round. Because I don't think, I would not be shocked if he has sat down with Jake Paul and they have agreed that they are going to get each other through the fight. I would not be shocked by that. I hate to say it, but I really, you know what Jake's like as a character. You know that Mike Tyson will, you know, do whatever he needs to do for the money. I would not be shocked if they have sat down and they've said, listen, I ain't going to go for a knockout on you. You don't go for the knockout on me. We'll get each other to the distance. We won't, you know, I don't know if it's scorecards, but either way, if it is scorecards, you know, may the best man win. But we'll have a gentleman's agreement, you know, that we ain't going to knock each other out. I would not be shocked if that conversation had been had. So I don't see it being an embarrassment. But, why have I got no sounds? But I'm looking forward to watching it. Well, this is an interesting development. I've got NXT, and as is usually the case, it's flipping in a different language. But now I can't change the language. How do I change the language? Normally I can change the language, but I don't have the option to change the language. Can I go into a different one and change the language? Will that work? Oh my god, it's so annoying. Every time you go on, the default is Spanish. There. Audio. English. Boom. Boom. Done it. Now if I go back into NXT, that should do it. Right, we haven't missed anything. We're just looking at last week. Lovely. Right. If Jade loses first round, that would be embarrassing for him, but I don't think he would ever step into a boxing ring again, says Alfie. What I mean is with the controversies with Logan, it's a roller coaster. I feel like LA Knight is WWE's US champion. I want to see Jake get his ass kicked, says Marcus. Unmute your TV, you boomer. It's good advice. Brony said the ECW crowd last week were so weak. The PC crowds are usually great. James said, why does it keep going to Spanish? Mine never done that. Yours has never done that. I thought everyone's did that. Yours doesn't do that. Mine always does that. It's always done that. Oh my god, I thought that happened with everyone. Oh, I tell you what, WWE, they flipping hate me. Which is good because I hate them as well. Julia and Stephanie. Let's go. Let's go, Queens. Let's go, Queens. Okay, this is our opening contest. Maybe Daze made his setting go Spanish. No, I don't. I've never gone into settings. If I can go into settings and I don't even know. Oh, I'll have a look at it after. So we're just hearing from Jakara and Lash. Mine's never done that. Mine logged out halfway through the shows before. Oh, yeah, I've had that as well. I get the feeling it might be when it sort of loses, like, the connection or something. Okay, here's Stephanie Vacor. Your TV teleported to Spain, said Cameron. I don't know. I've been having Spanish lessons. I can't be bothered to turn it over. I'd much rather learn Spanish. The problem is, though, I don't think there is I don't know that there is a Spanish track for NXT. If there's no Spanish track, it's just silence. Here is Julia. I do love Julia's music. I don't know who made it. I don't know if it was Def Rebel. But they did cook. They did cook with Julia's theme. Julia makes her way out. Ba, 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 ba. Jakara Jackson gives me serious Sasha Banks vibes. That's a quick way to learn Spanish. Put it back in Spanish, said I am your father. But I don't know what they're saying. Ruca said that Mike Rome has been working on his Spanish. Jakara's kept that hair. Looks good. Suits her. You see the obvious size advantage? Look at that. Julia putting her arm in the air. Lash puts her arm up. Oh, middle of the ring. Julia trying to get Lash down. No joy. Big boot there by Julia. Ah, but a big boot comes back by Lash. Tag being made. Yeah, big kick as Chikara goes against the ropes. Nice down. Elbow drop there by Lash. Nice. Drop kick there by Chikara. 1, 2. Feel a little bit sorry for Chikara, you know, because in this tag team, she's the smaller one. It's Lash that's going to get the attention as like the bigger girl that's going to come in and kind of mess people up. Like, you can see Lash with Rhea. Lash. Oh, no. Lost a picture. Lash with Rhea. You can see Lash with Raquel. You know, Lash has got that size. Chikara is sort of in that Marty Jannetty role. She needs to make sure that she isn't. Boom. Missile drop kick by Chikara. 1, 2. Because at some point, I think they're going to break this team. They're going to split them. They'll want Lash to go off and be that, you know, dominant force. Chikara needs to know that now. Make sure she doesn't get left behind when that moment happens. Because I like Chikara. I think she's got real potential. Against the ropes goes Chikara over the other side. Oh, Stephanie, 619. Boom. Drop kick there by Julia. Quite quick, this. Nice. Double elbow drops. Big smile on Julia's face. She's enjoying herself in there. Lash trying to get him. Wardrobe malfunction. Oh, is that what it was? Wardrobe malfunction. Ah, I thought this was live. What are they doing? It's the only reason I watch. I'm going to ask WWE Vault. I'm going to ask WWE Vault for the footage. They said that they can get whatever footage we want. I want minute 6 to minute 7 of this week's NXT, please. The bit where it went to a black screen. Gonna do a watch along. I'm gonna do a 10-minute watch along where we watch just that 1 minute. Wasn't even that long. About 10 seconds. It's gonna be the greatest stream ever. It'll break records. Boom! Kick coming in there by Stephanie. Lash is in there. Lash has got Julia on the front. I hate that move. It's quite innovative, but I just don't get the impression it does anything. She's got them both. She goes over. She goes, blah, 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 knocks them into the middle rope and the top rope. I don't feel like it's a good move. It just feels like an inconvenience. Chikara getting onto the shoulders of Lash. Oh, boom! Chikara comes crashing down. NXT, 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 NXT. There was no black screen here, said Amy Jobson. Really? Going over to watch wrestling after. See what we can find. I'm literally only watching NXT for Julia and Stephanie. They are so good, said Kappa. Daze, you're lucky no kids are here. Clipping you, said Cameron. Cameron, I don't care. Clip away. Hopefully WWE will see it and they'll upload the footage. Be careful with spoilers. I don't want to know. I just walked straight into Yeah, I had two things spoiled. I'm not going to talk about them. I don't want to talk about them. Spoilers suck. They suck. And I tell you, if Tommy had a good theory, Tommy said that what if it's to do with the fact they're in the UK doing a tour and it's actually got nothing to do with Thanksgiving. I'm starting to see that more and more, actually. I got sent in someone else that thinks it's nothing to do with Thanksgiving and it's actually a cost-saving thing. Their theory is that they've done it because they can. And, you know, instead of renting another couple of arenas, like, let's just record it. So, yeah, I'm not going to keep going on about it. One thing I do know is those flipping accounts, those big IWC accounts that were like, you love to see it. I want to round them up and I want to punch them all in the face. I want to punch them all in the face. And once I've finished doing it, you can do it as well. Lord said, no spoilers this week. I've blocked them all. And only use followers on my timeline now. Yeah. I feel like the PC crowd has rejuvenated with energy for the last few weeks. Those breaks away have reinvigorated the energy. Spoilers do suck. Same tune of water sucks. Same tune of water sucks. Corey, shout out to you. Very good opening tag match so far, says Big Time. Lex Bliss Games said the UK tour was last week. That's why last week's Raw was taped. All right. Well, then perhaps it is to do with cost saving then. I don't really care, to be honest. I don't care if it's Thanksgiving. I don't care if it's a tour. I don't care if it's cost saving. Even if it's Thanksgiving, I don't think they should tape next week. I don't think the talent should have 10 days before Thanksgiving. But because, as I said, I think there's like a balance, and hopefully the upset and the outrage has been loud enough to send that message. Because I mean, I don't know what you lot are seeing, but I've been absolutely bombarded with people saying that they're really upset about the spoilers and that this is sucked and all that kind of stuff. So I can say this with confidence because, as I said yesterday, I don't feel like I'm in the minority on this. Maybe I am. I don't know. I don't know. But I certainly don't feel like I am with everything I've been tagged in over the past 24 hours. Anyway, it's done. It happens. We move on. We've got Jakara in there with Stephanie. It is a good tag match, this. Into the corner goes Stephanie. I think I would have liked Lash to have just grabbed a hold of Stephanie's hair there. Roll through. Stephanie trying to make the tag. She does. In comes Julia. Drop kick there by Julia. Oh my God, that sounded brutal, that right forearm. Headbutt there by Julia. Jakara goes down. Julia. Look at that. Round the houses. Oh my God. Oh my God. Julia went all round the houses there and it looked like she wasn't going to get lashed down, but she did. Julia did come in red hot. Nice suplex there by Julia. Julia looking for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Did she get it? 2? 2 count. Felt real close to the 3. I thought she had got it. Julia charging over. Big boot. I'd be so down for watching Julia against Jakara one-on-one, you know. Kick to the midsection there by Steph. Another kick as well. Working together and they're picking Jakara up. Boom! 1, 2. Lash makes the save. Julia getting into the ring. Jumping onto the back. Trying to choke out Lash. Referees lost control of this. Really lost control. Double knees there by Stephanie. Lash goes to the outside. Julia telling her to get up. Julia charges over. Boom! Drop kick. Lash goes down. But Jakara rolling up. Stephanie 1, 2. Good pin. She really had the legs secured there. That pin looked great. Round the back of Stephanie. Stephanie reversing. Jakara going into the corner. They've dealt with Lash. Julia is perched, looking for a boom, missile drop kick. Jakara down. Picture perfect, says Booker. Boom. Stephanie. Julia working together. Jakara in a whole world of pain. I think we're getting to the end of this one. Oh, hello. Lights have gone again. 1, 2. Was there another slip? Was there another slip? Stephanie and Julia get the win. How did we get another flipping black screen? There we go. If it is like wardrobe malfunctions, like, do we need to run the risk this much? Oh, right. Iron Survivor qualifiers. It's Julia. I knew this day would come. See you at deadline. They shake hands. It's pretty fun. Is this before UFC? Have we figured out the time of this thing yet? I think WWE Network blackout looks like it's just a blackout. Oh, really? Oh, really? It's like a technical issue. Oh. Okay. I have no idea what's going on, said Raven. There wasn't a malfunction, said Duran. Well, that's good. There was a lot of, you know, Jakara seemed to be struggling at times, and Julia seemed to be struggling at times. There's a lot of readjusting, but so I thought it might have been that. But maybe just technical problems then. Kappa said Julia and Stephanie are must-watch TV. The language barrier is going to be the only thing that holds those two back, says, for a bit longer, says William. Right, they're just going through the rules of the Iron Survivor. Winner becomes #1 contender. December 7th. Very good. Here's Sol Ruca. Sol Ruca. She is in a qualifier. She taking on Cora Jade. Iron Survivor match. Let's go. 20 minutes of the show are done. The only blackout in the UK, and they only tease you with possible malfunctions. Yeah, it's like, oh my god, we're showing in America all these boobs. America get to see all these boobs, but you can't, you boomer. You're too old, you'll have a heart attack. We're going to save you by giving you a black screen. But I want to see the boobs. Can you stop crying about tape shows, said Real American Nightmare. Sea levels are getting dangerously high. Well, hopefully someone will do something about it then. If we start to get actual flooding, then hopefully someone in WWE will start noticing. Alfie said, is Fallon and Kelani main eventing? I genuinely don't know what's advertised for the show. Well, I mean, they are on the show and they are... there is a title on the line there, so it would probably feel like it would be best suited to be in the main event. But the only issue is, I don't think there's any chance Kelani gets that title back. So could it actually just end up being the match that takes us from hour 1 to hour 2? Maybe we do a different, like maybe Trick Williams closes the show and his next challenger reveals themselves, which is sure to be Ridge Holland. Maybe we do the Trick thing that takes us from hour 1 to hour 2, and then the Kelani match is the main event. I'm not sure, but it stands a chance. I don't think they've actually announced what the main event is. Dean says, Daze, thought about The Miz. Remember when I was suggesting that he might have staged the kidnapping? What if this is still part of the plan and the chair was for Carrion, but he panicked and he hit Eric instead? Like hit Rowan instead? No, I get the feeling he meant to do what he did. I think he meant to do what he did. I think you're right in that he didn't stage the kidnapping, but I think there was clearly a plan. I don't know when they did this plan, though. That's the only thing I don't know. It was a trap, but was Carrion in on the trap? Or did Miz just take it upon himself to do this in the moment? I mean, the way they were laughing together, it feels like it was a trap. But when did they plan it? When did they play? Was it before Carrion told him to go and find Bo? Was it before he got kidnapped? Don't know. They got a few questions about it, which we ain't got no answers for. It'd be nice to get an answer for it, though. Did you see that at UFC 309, Jones versus Stipe, they're going to use old UFC gloves and not the new ones? People are saying it's because John liked to eye poke and he'll be able to do it with old gloves. No, I hadn't seen that. I hadn't seen that get announced, so that's interesting. I watched the countdown today. Didn't really get a great deal from it. It's like a 45-minute show that just really tells you about the main event, the co-main event, and just kind of talks about the history. But I feel like those shows are more for people that really don't watch on a regular basis, and it kind of gives you a good backstory. So I didn't really get much from it. I'm trying to get my notes together. So I've got lots of watching. I want to make sure I'm really ready for this Saturday. So that's good. I like that. That's a good fact, that is, Spartan. Better be correct. Better be correct. I don't want you giving me fake news. Kian said, is it only Raw that's taped, or is it Raw and SmackDown? I believe it's SmackDown as well, but I believe it's SmackDown as well. No comment on the Bo thing, said Raven. Why, Raven? Comment away. Comments make the world go round. You need to watch the Embeddeds. Yeah, I will. It's on my to-do list. I will check them out. Dan Licknock, shout out to you, my friend. Dan becoming a member, which is very much appreciated. Brony said, I might be in the minority on this. Love it. But I think Priest has been a better world champion than Gunther. Priest destroyed him on the mic yesterday. I was kind of shocked that Gunther didn't retaliate. Well, I sort of get the vibe that that's the way they wanted that to go. I think Gunther cooked Damian, and so they needed Damian to kind of get his moment. So I think that's what they wanted. There was actually a good comment that was in Unseen where someone said, because they were in Michigan, they think that they might have took inspiration from 8 Mile. Because I've only seen 8 Mile once, but apparently during one of the raps, the end of the battle, or the way the battle goes, is Eminem takes away all of the negative things that the other person can say about him. And that's kind of how he wins the rap battle. is, you know, well, I know that you're going to say this and I know you're going to say that. I know you're going to, because it's all really obvious low-hanging fruit. So what else have you got? What else do you bring to the table? Let's see what you're really made of. And the guy had nothing. And so, you know, it was a way of winning by showcasing your own weaknesses, if you will. And apparently that's a big thing that was in 8 Mile. And so the theory is that that segment was structured that way on purpose, which I thought was a very good, interesting theory, actually. I thought it was very good. So, yeah, it was on purpose. I don't think that is Gunther, like, all of a sudden now struggling or being out of his depth. I think give him a microphone and he'll be absolutely fine. But for what they needed in that segment, that's why it went the way it went. Alfie said, is there any rules for Unseens, things that you don't want in the video? I know not to tag you in spoilers, but is there anything else? I was just wondering. Yeah, there's actually loads of rules, Alfie. They're kind of unwritten rules, but I get sent a lot of posts. So in my mind, I have to do a lot of kind of filtering, of course. I have to do a lot of, like, is it worthy of being in Unseen? I mean, I think to get in Unseen, I get sent so much stuff. The videos are easily 20-odd minutes. So I tend to leave out anything that's, like, AEW related. I get tagged in bits like that, you know? So Ruca against the ropes. When we get to the commercial break, I can kind of go through a few of the rules that I've got. They're not hard and fast rules, but it just kind of, they're things that I think of as I'm trying to figure out what makes it and what doesn't. So Ruca is over by the ropes as Cora Jade has stomped down on her back. We're backstage. We can see Fatal Influence getting ready for the main event. Kicks coming in. And Cora Jade kind of walks off. So she's in control as Sol Ruca is against the ropes. Back elbow there. 1, 2, kick out. Going over and grabbing the rope. She's trying to get back up to her feet here, Cora. Sol Ruca is still down. Cora Jade very much in control. There's some signs in the back of the crowds. Generation of Jades. There's the whole back row, or not the whole back row. There's about 6, 7 people that have got these little signs. Can't make out what they say, though. Oh, big forearm strike there by Cora Jades. Sol Ruca, clothesline. Down goes Jade against the ropes. Shoulder tackle. Nice springboard shoulder tackle. Over the other side. Nice crossbody. Can she do the top rope now? That's what I would look for. She did the bottom rope on the one side. Middle rope on the other side. Kick coming in. Sol Ruca. Is this the top rope one? Oh, got scouted. She did go up top, but Cora Jade knocks her down. Double underhooks. Back in the corner goes Sol Ruca. Jade charges in. Oh, boom! Soul Snatcher connects. 1, 2, 3. Wow! Big win. Big win for Sol Ruca. I didn't think that Sol Ruca was going to get that, you know. Cora Jade's big star, and kind of felt like they would probably want her star power to be in that match, even though I don't think she wins, because I don't think we do Cora against... Wow. I don't think we do Cora against Roxanne. I still thought they would want her competing on the show, unless they're going to try and fit her in a different way. There's Javon. The young OG. It's going to be tough, but we are locked in. There's Carmen. Yeah, Carmen likes yellow. She likes yellow, and Ashanti was wearing yellow. The beanie. Here's Brinley. Here's Ashanti. How long have we been best friends? Since last week. Brinley and Carmen are being put in a tag team. Okay, here's Wesley. You got a Christmas film that has caught your eye to watch. I might watch Jingle All the Way, said Kian. I'll probably end up watching Marvel or Incredibles, or maybe watching Supernatural. Not really, to be honest. I actually don't. I mean, there's lots of films that I need to watch. But I do like to try and watch at least one Christmas film. What I'll probably end up doing is searching a list of best Christmas films and then just seeing which ones I've not seen. I always like comedy ones. I'm not interested in, like, It's a Wonderful Life. But yeah, go back to that last question. What makes Unseen and what doesn't make Unseen? I think posts that are quite similar. Sometimes we'll show something funny in Unseen and then I get flooded with other examples, but they're basically the same thing. So I tend to look at some of that sort of stuff and I'm like, yeah, I don't really feel... I feel like we've done this. I feel like this has been covered. So, like, that stuff can be... You know, like, maybe we'll show an Asker meme and then I'll get tagged in another Asker meme. That, you know, that other Asker meme needs to be better, to be honest. It needs to be funnier in order to make it. Otherwise, it's, you know, I'm not going to include it just because it's another Asker meme. So those kind of things, like, that's all subjective though, isn't it? I mean, you know, is it funnier than what we included? I have to make that decision as I'm going through. If I think it's funnier, it makes it. If I don't think it's funnier, it probably doesn't. So anything that's similar to something that's been shown recently. Anything that's not WWE. I mean, if it's like old school wrestling, that I find really interesting or something like that, maybe I'll include it in other, but I am very aware there's a lot of people that don't care about old school wrestling. So I try not to use it too much. But yeah, I mean, if it's something like MJF chucking the WWE title down, that wasn't going to make it, but then the fun folder was a bit empty, so it ended up making it. So anything that's like not WWE is a very easy one to dismiss, really. So that stuff. And then like the one that probably gets the most things dismissed is copyright. You know, I get tagged in a lot of like YouTube videos and I just can't run the risk with YouTube videos. If it's on YouTube, then YouTube's algorithm can find it. And then that means that the video will be copyright struck. So whenever I get tagged in like YouTube clips, that's an immediate red flag. And quite often there'll be like some people doing like a dance TikTok, but quite often I can't play the sound. You know, quite often I have to have the sound off because of the copyright. So immediately that's a red flag as well. So I'd say there's kind of bits like that, you know. Plus also sometimes, I mean, I get tagged in the same things a lot of times. So, you know, obviously if it's already been included. And sometimes news then comes back around like a week later and I'm like, we've already had this. So I don't include that. So there's lots of little different reasons as to why posts don't make it. It's kind of difficult to explain, really, because you kind of have to look at it and go, you know, have we had it? Is it interesting? Is it better than what we've had recently? How full are the folders anyway? I mean, sometimes I get sent some really fun clips, which are fine and I can use, but the folder's full. And I really don't need, like, just bonus stuff. I get sent like a bit of bonus stuff, and like sometimes I'm just like, I just don't need it today. I started a bit of a unused folder, a folder where I just put that stuff. So if ever I do need it, I can always go to it. But yeah, those are the kind of considerations when I'm going through my notifications. Chat, I don't watch WrestleMania's newest videos. There are spoilers for Raw, says AKF. Why would he do that? Why would they do that? The Raw rating is in. It did 1.5. That's not bad. That's not bad. I love the fun wrestling stuff like the Machoverse. I asked him if I can send you stuff, and he said yes, said Kim Strains. Yeah, I don't want to overuse those, to be honest. We've featured the Machoverse quite a bit. So I'm trying not to, like, overuse bits. We got Ava. Okay, so she's talking to the tag division. Gallus. Because this Gallus making TV, they'll be thrilled. Hank and Tank. No Quarter Catch Crew. OTM. Tyson and Tyreek. And the family. Okay, so we got Tyrese and Tyreek going at OTM. We've got a few different tag teams. Don't just tell me. I need you to show me. So we're trying to do a bit of work with the tag division, which has seen better days. I'm trying to get membership straight, and this is being stupid, said Dexter. Okay, here's Cedric. The one good thing with MJF, I bet he has Undertaker's respect. Why? Because he doesn't break kayfabe, said Duran. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't mind him doing what he did because it was in character. Well, I think he's a bit of a douche anyway in real life, from what I've heard. But that's his character. Toby, shout out to you, my friend. Keeps me watching live instead of spoilers. I'd probably chuck in at 1 a.m. I ain't catching all the talent. Toby, shout out to you. NXT needs women's tag team titles, said Jim. Yeah, it would be good if we could bring those back for NXT. I'm still not quite sure why we got rid of them. With all the women they've got as well, you would think that we would be able to feature a lot more women if we had tag belts, but I don't know. Okay, we got Wes in there against... No, not Wes. Yeah, Wes against Cedric. Did the young OG... I thought I'd seen the young OG come out. Was he at ringside? NXT Women's North American Championship match coming up. It just says tonight. Tonight. Okay, so far, our first match was good 100%. Second match, good 97%. Cedric. Okay, keeping Wes grounded. Nice. Do we think Julia wins the Iron Survivor and beats Roxanne for the title? I don't know, actually. I don't know. I don't know when Roxanne drops that title, because I can see her going up, but I don't think she goes up till after WrestleMania. I mean, you could always just keep her around for, like, 4 months. Because I don't know when the match would be. It'd probably be, like, end of the year, January. and then she's just got to get past, you know, the WrestleMania build. I don't really see a need for her to be part of that WrestleMania build. I don't see a need for her on the main roster. We've got loads of women up there, so I wouldn't bring her up till after WrestleMania. So I'm not in a mad rush, but you could do it and then just, you know, do the rematches, whatever. But I think, to be honest, I think it would be more dramatic if she was to lose it at Stand and Deliver. So that might mean that whoever wins, actually, she gets the better of. She hasn't got past Stephanie yet. So Stephanie could win it. That could then lead to Roxanne versus Stephanie. And then Roxanne could find a way of cheating her way, probably Cora again. Because she managed to get past Julia. So she could get past Stephanie. And we could find a way of getting through to Stand and Deliver. The other problem you've got is how long do you keep Julia and Stephanie down in NXT? That's the other issue. Because they don't need long, do they? I mean, you could probably call them up after WrestleMania as well. Chop coming in there by Cedric. Wes goes to the outsides. So, definitely a possibility. Oh! He came down. Referee is straight out there. Cedric Alexander. Oh, I think he's saying he's all right, but that looked like a real botched moment there by Cedric. Think he got caught on the rope as he went over, and he ended up kind of tumbling to the outside. I think he just made a little connection with Wes. Wes went down, but yeah, that did look like a rough landing. That was ugly, said Charles. Did Cedric botch? I believe so. I believe so. British people like a good old cuppa, some tea and biscuits. Yes. Angel said, I'm surprised that Cedric re-signed with WWE. I thought he would leave and join AEW. He could have been a Hurt Business member. I don't know when he re-signed. Not sure when he re-signed. Cedric is the babyface and the crowd is cheering. Wes says big time. Roxanne will likely drop it at New Year's Evil or Stand and Deliver, says Boomers. WWE has got this in the bag, said Dro. I think what's so exciting, just to kind of wrap that conversation up, is that you can go any which way, can't you? You could put the belt on Julia. You could put the belt on Stephanie. Like, there's so many different things that you can do. It's really exciting. And they're all great options as well. There's not really any, like, bad options. I feel like there's loads of, like, great options, great things you could do, so. You can take the belt off for now. You can wait a little bit. Like, yeah, it's all good. I'm excited to see what they do. Okay, we're at commercial break. We're 44 minutes in. He's not going to go to AEW after what Tony did to his wife, said Six Horror Kingman. Maybe Cedric just liked where he is, says Raven. Kim's Chains said cheese on toast is much nicer, especially with some Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce, which is a proper meal. Yeah. It is nice with that sauce, Worcestershire sauce. We don't have it very often. Who really invented English, though, said Aubrey. I think it was the English. I'm going to give you a pair of Cora's glasses to replace your current ones, said Wrestle Knight. What, replace these ones? Going to get the ones that have just got the bar that say Cora on. That would be fun. I also wouldn't be able to see anything. I can't see far away. Close I'm fine, but far away I'm awful. I have to wear contact lenses. And some days I just can't be bothered to put them in. Friday After Next is a good comedy Christmas movie, said Kader. Is it? Is it? Isn't that the sequel to Friday? Don't I need to have seen Friday to watch Friday After Next? I've never tried it with Worcestershire sauce, said Cameron. Yeah, no, I do agree it is good. My dad has that, actually. I'd never heard of it, but my dad's you like put it on the once and he was like, you know, try it, and it was nice. What I find funny, when AEW was new, said Duran, and was killing NXT in the ratings, they rubbed it on social and promos. Now that NXT is stomping them, they are all, we don't care about ratings. Yeah. Sucker. Okay, we are back to the action. I think that was a real misstep by AEW. We've said before they could have chosen to have been less anti-WWE, but they chose to do that because they wanted the lapsed fans. They wanted the fans that used to watch WWE that had become, you know, disenchanted. And in all fairness, in 2019, you can sort of see why, because the product was not in a good place. So you can sort of see why they felt that. But, you know, things have drastically changed, haven't they? That was a sick spot, by the way, with Cedric drop kicking Wes as he was upside down. Crowd are into this. Wes getting up to his feet. Chop coming in there by Cedric. And again, another chop there by Cedric. Wes goes down. Another chop. Wes down. Cedric coming over, grabbing Wes. Another chop coming in, yeah. Wes goes against the ropes. Over the other side, big knee to the midsection. Boom. Kip up as well there by Cedric. Cedric kips up, back on his feet. Wes goes over to the corner. Slumped in the corner as Cedric goes to the outside. They're both on the edge of the ring. Oh, slams him down on the edge of the ring. That was good. In the ring goes Wes. Cedric gets back into the ring. Oh! Plants him. Looking for the cover. 1, 2. No. Kick out. A springboard flatline. Oof. Yeah, crowd are into this. Dave Seltzer is currently Tony's White Knight, said Dr. Luchalala. I think the glasses should say Daze instead of Cora. That would make more sense, actually, Wrestle Night. That would make more sense. You are right. Mantra said, I just wanted to say WWE missed a huge and awesome opportunity to use the Wyatt 6, the Raw, before Halloween. Springboard. Oh, yes! 1, 2. Oh, shoulder up there by Cedric. That's a Pele kick, or cardiac kick as he calls it. Keeping Cedric down. Crowd are chanting NXT here. They're really into this. I mean, they are both great. Wes is great in there. Cedric just needs opportunity. Oh, off the top. Big clothesline by Cedric. Huge. Wes is turned inside out. Crowd are making some noise. They're really invested. Cedric trying to dig deep. This would be big for Cedric if he could get the win here. It would be big for him. Oh no. The turnbuckle pads has been exposed. Driver connects. Referee, stop faffing around too. Oh. It's a 2 counts. The referee was trying to get that turnbuckle pad back on. Ref, you suck. Ref, you suck. Oh, Cedric, you've got to know what's going to happen here. He charges over. Boom. He goes face first into that exposed turnbuckle. Oh, it was... Oh... Here we go. Where's double knees? 1, 2, 3. Ow. Well, it was the result that was probably the most expected. It was a really fun match. There was that botch in there, but maybe that brings your score down a whisper, but there was some really fun stuff in there as well. Exposed turnbuckle spot at the end of the match. You don't see it all that often, in all fairness. There we go. Wesley has qualified. I love Cedric so much, said Alfie. Oh, hello. Tony's here. Tony's here. Here's Sean Spears, Brooks Jensen. So we're at the restaurant. I've let you slide twice. There will not be a third time. You've built a hell of a family. It took me almost 3 years and taking out a monster to win this, says Tony. All right, Brooks. Brooks is going to step up. I don't question the way the Don does things. Don't question mine, said Sean. Thank you for your time. That was pretty good by Spears, said Brony. I didn't even see Brooks was there, said Dr. Luchalala. Sean said to Brooks, that's how you deal with the boss. Cinema, said Felix. Who's that? I don't know who that was. Wasn't that right, Nico? Who was the driver? I don't know. Does he work for Tony or something? Yeah, I don't know. But was I meant to know that reveal? That was pretty good by Spears. Yeah, it was all right. It's kind of really hard to care because Sean Spears is so cold. Just hasn't done anything interesting. So for him to go into that, it was a PC trainee, said Wrestling Overtime, right? Yeah, they really made it feel like a big deal, didn't they? They really made it feel like a massive reveal. And I feel like everyone just went, who's that boomer? Don't know. But, look. Who TF is that guy? Everyone with the same reaction going. The way they're all laughing and smirking and smiling like we've just done one over on him. Oh my god, he's never going to see this coming. And everyone's reaction's like, who the flip's that? Did they forget to show us a vignette or something? Is there a vignette we're all forgetting that, like, Nico's... Is Nico actually Tony's best friend and we've just all forgotten? There we go. Oh my god, that would have been so much more dramatic if that was Ricky. Could you imagine if that was Ricky? Why did they make that Nico reveal to be like the end of an M. Night Shyamalan film? Oh my god, guys, you could end the episode there. Imagine if that was the imagine if that was the cliffhanger at the end of the episodes. Builds up big drums. Isn't that right? Nico. That's right, boss. Bum bum ba. And everyone collectively goes, who the is that guy? Amazing. Great God work. God tier work. I want more like that. Nico Vance was introduced tonight as a recruit along with Brooks Jensen. Nico Vance, Skylar Clinton. I love the fact this was so dramatic and no one knows who this is. I want more of this. More of this, please. Amazing. Hang on. So, the flipping surprises and big reveals that we do care about, we put onto tape shows. And then the surprises that they reveal that we haven't got a clue what they are when they reveal them, they keep them secret. Checks out, doesn't it? Checks out. We got Kelani pacing around. Here is Fatal Influence. Let's see what these boomers got to say. If for some reason she can't get it done, one of us will make sure she does. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. T-R-I-C-K. Yeah. I can't really put it anywhere else. It goes behind the chat. I could have it on my shirt. If I had a white shirt on. I could, oh, that'd be good actually. If I just had a white shirt, I could have like loads of different wrestler merch. Couldn't I? Yeah, yeah. Philly went crazy. It's going to be Ridge in it. It's going to be Ridgy Holland, Ridgy Netherlands. Things look real good for Trick Willie. Tricky two-time sign in the crowd. Tricky two-time. Whoop that trick. Is here to talk about Ridge. Sign in the crowd said Ridge sucks. Newsflash. Trick Williams ain't going out like that. Oh. Get your punk. Chase U coming out. Andre Chase. What was your opinion on America's Most Wanted, a legendary tag team? I didn't watch TNA, Ismail. Andre Chase has got beef with Ridge. After everything he's done, you still find a way of bouncing back and landing on your feet. I ain't seen you face to face. Okay, Trick said we need to recognize Mr. Chase for everything he's done here. You're a staple. He looks at the NXT Championship, Trick. He's going to give him a shot. Here's Ridge. Little slip from Trick there. This needs to stop right now. Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. What has Andre Chase done to deserve it? he's not wrong, is he, really? You call yourself a champion? Ridge looks at the fans, shrugs. Ducking me. True, he did. He stuffed him in an ambulance. Crowd are loud, man, aren't they? Crowd are loud. You need to learn. I've moved on. I made the famous ECW arena fall deadly silent. They're not being silent for him here. Loud boos for Ridge as Ridge has come out. He wants one more match here, Andre Chase. No. You've already gambled your university away and you've got it back. I only care about the NXT title. I would really love to see Andre Chase be elevated to main event status, said Wrestle Knight. He is such a great talent. Chase U is gold. Dro said Ridger's getting Dom heat. Okay. Ridge Holland, Andre Chase. Winner gets a match against Trick at Deadline. Trick says he's pulling for Andre Chase. I don't really understand how Andre Chase has found himself in this situation, considering he lost the ambulance match, but it doesn't matter, does it? I want that. What's he saying? So if Ridge wins, if I beat you, he'll... How? Will he... Chase U will be done. How do we do that? What does he mean? What does that mean? He's not allowed to be friends with them anymore. What? What are you going to do? What? Never see them again? What does it mean? So I'm guessing, like, Chase U disbands. Okay, so next week, Ridge Holland against Andre Chase. And if Ridge wins, Andre Chase's relationship with Ridge Holland, Duke Hudson, Thea Hale comes to an end. He can't look at them. He can't text them. He can't have sleepovers. It basically means Chase U will be done. Kicks coming in. Chase U finally going away, said AB Jobson. Chase University, as we know it, will be over. What does that mean? Does it mean it carries on without him? Jada. If it means if he wins, no more Chase U. I don't know that that's true. He just said Chase U as we know it. So does it evolve? Does someone else take over? Do the others stay together? Do they disband? I mean, these, I suppose, are the questions we don't know the answers to. I need to start doing bans and time outs, says Trini. Trini Black Barbie. I always like to read what Trini's name is this week. I think you've had that one for a while, haven't you? Is it possible that we're setting up Thea to be president of Chase U? Possibly. Or maybe Duke Hudson. He's probably ready for a bigger role. And then it'll be Duke U. Could they get away with it? Could they get away with Duke U? I don't know if they could. Right, 50%, 35%, 10%, 4%. Good. Only a good rating for Wes and Cedric, you know. Okay, Nikita versus the Riz, man. It's time for the Riz. Let's go, the flipping Riz. The Queen of the Jungle, Nikita Lyons, is here, says Kappa. Trini said, Daze, you've just not read my comments since I changed it. I do try to avoid your comments. No, Trini, I don't feel like I've spoke to you in ages, actually. I don't feel like I've spoke to you in ages. I don't know whose fault that is. I think it's yours. I think you're just not commenting, like, interesting things at the right time. So, maybe you need to look in the mirror, but, no, it's lovely to speak to you. I hope you're well. Hope life's treating you well. Hope you're enjoying the wrestling. Hope the marriage is okay. Wrestle Andy said, Daze, have you seen that they're bringing out Friends and Seinfelds in 4K? It's the biggest DVD news we've had in decades. I haven't seen that news. Have they done Frasier in 4K? Is that available? They're expensive, like 4K ones, aren't they? And what are they going to flip in charge for those? Friends 4K, £135 on eBay, £200 on Amazon. £200? You can get the Blu-ray box set for 50 quid. Jesus. Actually, 149. It's just changed to. 149 region free. 4K, friends. How many times they're going to re-release it? Do you think we'll ever get 8K format? Probably not. I tell you what, though. Blu-ray box set for 50 quid. Jesus. That's come down a bit, innit? I remember when they were around 200 odd pound for Blu-ray box sets. I'm looking at Blu-ray box sets now. You can get all of Lost for 145 on Blu-ray. You can get Red Dwarf for 35. It's not bad. It's just dead, isn't it? I'm looking at some of the box set stuff, and it's all like really old stuff. That's pretty fun, isn't it? The Star Wars Skywalker Saga on Blu-ray. 50 quid on DVD. Blu-ray, 80 quid. What do you get in that? What's in the Star Wars Skywalker Saga? Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rise of the Skywalker. So you get the 9 films, but you don't get like the extra ones. You don't get like Solo or Rogue One. Still not bad though, is it? 9 films. Still not bad. Right, we've got Josh Briggs. There's that Yoshiki Inamura. Here's Eddie Thorpe. I do like a good box set. I do like a good box set. I need something, says Eddie. Let's go. Eddie Thorpe is in an Iron Survivor qualifying match, but we're not interested in that. We are interested in the Riz. Come on, the Riz. Adriana Rizzo. Yes, Queen. Oh, why has she not come out? Where's the rest of her family? Rizzo is looking for payback. Rizzo is looking for revenge. Rizzo, I mean, listen, Rizzo's part of the family. She should be able to, you know, I don't want to see her playing by the rules. I want to see her pulling hair. I want to see a cat fight. She should be able to throw a punch. Locking up. Here we go. Nikita. Oh, just like that. Just like that. Yes. Shot coming in. Shoulder tackle there by Riz. Riz going over the top. Trying to get Nikita down. Nikita in the middle. Grabs the Riz. Shot coming in there by Nikita. Shot coming back there by Riz. These two exchanging forearms. She's got Nikita into the corner. Drop kick by the Riz. Riz very focused, charging over to the outsides. Through the ropes. Shoulder tackle. The Riz is going to lose this in about 2 minutes, said I am your father. Well, she's up top. She's perched. She comes down, gets caught. Nikita with a Nelson, and she's actually smashing Riz into that top rope. That looked better than when Lash did it. When Lash did it during the match, the tag match, I didn't think it looked as good. 45 minutes left to go. Riz is responsible for helping people disappear, allegedly, said Dr. Lucha Lala. Kick coming in there by Nikita. Riz going over to the corner. She gets chucked by Nikita. Nikita going over, looking for the pin. 2. Kick out. I really don't like Nikita said Wrestle Night. Raymond said halftime scores. Oh, I think we've missed it. I think we missed it. What the hell is Nikita's attire, says Kappa. I don't know. They feel like undergarments from the 1800s. Do you know what I mean? I feel like once you took off that big dress, like in Downton Abbey, I feel like this is probably what the women wore underneath. And it's also got a little bit of, like, it's giving me a bit of Persian. I'm getting a bit of Persian as well. Imagine Downton Abbey in the 1800s set in Persia. Definitely undergarments vibe. Bathing in my Riz, says Aubrey. Have a good one. Good for the skin. Who's the new guy that's standing next to Josh Briggs? He's come from Pro Wrestling Noah. He was shown on, was it social media? I know we included a clip of him in Unseen. I'm not sure if they included him on the show. We've borrowed him. We've loaned him out like you do a library book. Riz is down. Kick coming in by the Riz there. Tries to get over to the ropes. Back elbow. Riz should totally have brass knucks. Why is the Riz trying to fight clean? She should be going into her tights. Into her trunks. Grabbing some brass knucks. Bang! Springboards. Crossbody and Nikita goes down. Kip up there by the Riz. Come on, the Riz. Come on, the Riz. Charges over. Oh! There's press. Ground and pound. Going for the pin. 2. Shoulder up by Nikita. And again. 2. Shoulder up by Nikita. Sonny says, I love bubble baths. Sonny, have you been on your date with Mark yet? I want all the deets. I'm calling her outfit Golden Corral, said Mitchell. Yes. You like to eat at the Golden Corral, don't you, Mitchell? You're in Florida. I'm sure you've told me that you've ate at the Golden Corral. This has been nothing short of a fight that we knew it would be. Nikita is up and she is bombing. The Nikita bomb. The Lion bomb. And she gets the win over a very game Rizzo. Nikita shouts at the Riz. She so should have smashed her with brass knucks. Riz, if you're watching, you played that way too clean, and I'm not sure why, considering you're part of, like, an Italian mafia. They're famous, aren't they, for playing by the rules, the Italian mafia? Yeah, man! Yeah, man! Yeah! Smashed her with a crowbar! Yes! Yes, you should have started with that. You should have started with that. She only hit her again. Hit her again. Oh, well, that was deeply satisfying. Okay, here we go. Chase U was built on taking risks. Bring it in, guys. Bring it in. I'm not going to let anyone or anything break us up. Are they? Will they? He's gambling with our future again. He's a gambler. He's a dirty gambler. Here is the young OG. This boy is awesome. Right, Javon making his way down. Mark's dog almost died. He had to go back to Australia, but he will be back in Canada for Christmas. Oh, well, that's good. Not about the dog. Right, Javon is in there. Not the crowbar. They're called pantaloons, said Wrestle with Andy. I won't ask you how you know that, but... that boy is bouncy. Let's go. Let's go. Riz with a crowbar was awesome. Duran said, I'm so sick of the CW network. Every show they go to break when it's not supposed to. Yet another show I missed the ending of a match. Oh, really? You... Really? I accidentally pressed the wrong button in the vote. Can you repost it, please? Can't be done. What about the other 79 people that didn't make that mistake? How about that? How about that? What am I meant to say to them? Eh? What am I meant to say to them? You're just going to have to see it as a teachable moment. Days, they will have the NXT pay-per-view on Netflix. Yes. Well, actually, it depends where you are. In the UK, yes. Because NXT moves to Netflix in the UK, but in America, it will be on Peacock, won't it? Between the last match and the chat, I might have to fap, said King Yeti. Royal Rumble feels like a January show. I'm so mad they're doing it in February, said Alfie. Yeah. God damn. Isn't it like February 1st, though? I don't think it's anything too dramatic. It's not like February 28th. But even so, I'm definitely here. I'm definitely here for anger. Let's have a look. Yeah, Saturday, February 1st. But you're right, though. You're not wrong. Still February, innit? All shows in the UK will be on Netflix, said James. I love that you can eat at Nikita's Golden Corral, said Uncle Loops. That's what Mitchell said. I mean, I don't know. Please don't send her a DM or anything. Was the crowbar on the show and I didn't even get a chance to see it? Yeah. Yeah, they brought him out. It was very emotional. We all cried. It wouldn't be Trini. It would probably be Spartan, because Spartan enjoys cricket and goes to the cricket, and I don't want to sit next to any of you boomers that don't know anything about cricket. So I'd probably sit and chat and talk to Spartan about cricket. Unless any of you other boomers know about cricket, but what do I look like, a teacher? Eh? Do I look like someone that's here to teach? I don't think so. No. I think cricket's awesome. I mean, 2020 is really easy to get into. It's just score as many runs as you can in so many balls, and then the other team have a go. Test matches are a little bit more challenging because there's a lot of inactivity. There's a lot of quiet spells, but I think once you get the bug, once you are into the game, like, even those moments are fascinating. I think I'm guessing it's true of baseball as well, actually. You see a lot of like Simpsons and shows making fun of like baseball being in the bottom of the 7th or whatever, and like people having been there for a little while. And the action maybe not being like that compelling. Like, I think baseball would really speak to me. If I was in America, I think I'd be really into baseball. Probably more so than NFL. Here's Zarya. There's no mystery. I'm a fearless warrior. Have we heard her promo before? Iron Survivor Challenge. She could win that, couldn't she? I enjoy inciting chaos. There'll be no more mystery as to who is Zarya after Deadline. Okay, here's Lexis. Let's go. One person on the stream who reps the West Indies team, but no one here likes crickets. Yeah, but the West Indies aren't very good, are they? So I'm not sure we can even count them as a cricket team anymore. Do you watch it then, Trini? Oh, well, you know, you've gone from being bottom of the list to, like, a little bit above bottom. I have taken your feedback on board. Daze, I take offense to that, says James. But is it, do you watch it? Do you enjoy it? Like, I don't remember us talking so much about cricket. We talk. I think part of the problem, James, is I think about you when I think of Man United. If someone has said, who would you go to Man United with? You would have been top of that list. Yeah. Spartan was actually at a game that I was at, and we never got it together. But I've said to him next year, if he's at one of the games I'm at, then we'll definitely catch up. West Indies used to have great players like Gale, Pollard, Russell, but they only play franchise now. Did you just say the West Indies team is not very good? Are you smoking crack, Cedric? It's called engagement farming. Right. Daze, how are we feeling about the potential card for Deadline? Men's and women's Iron Survivor, Trick versus Ridge, Tony versus Spears. What's been teased so far? To be honest, it feels a little bit like the Royal Rumble. It feels a bit like the Royal Rumble in the sense of the Iron Survivor matches are... The Iron Survivor matches are the focus, like the Rumbles are the focus, and so that means the other matches aren't as kind of important, if you will. I think these are not maybe matches that you would want to book for, say, Stand and Deliver. These aren't matches that you would want to book for Halloween Havoc, something like that, you know? But for this Deadline, where it's actually the Iron Survivor matches that are going to get the headlines, that's going to do the heavy lifting, you can probably give a few other people a bit of a look for the title matches. It's a bit like with the Rumble. I mean, I know that we do get title changes at the Rumble, but you can also get away with giving someone a bit of a shot, because the Rumble is what everyone's excited about. Look at him flying through the air. I don't watch much cricket, said K-Dub. To me, it's kind of like baseball. Slow, but with sprinkles of madness. That's how I've been described. Lexis goes into the corner. Is it okay to ask about Raw spoilers? Well, no. I mean, like, I ain't going to talk about them. I don't know what you want to ask about them. Is the question, are they out there? Because the answer is yes. But if you want to have conversations about them, this ain't the place. Did I miss halftime scores? Yes, we did them. It was very emotional. We all cried. Daze, is it okay to clip stream sometimes? Clip streams. Do it all the time, buds. Do it all the time. Okay, we are at commercial break. We got less than half an hour to go. We've got the women's match still to come. If you want spoilers, then search for them, says Alfie. Big Time said, just for comparison, last year they booked Lexis versus Carmelo, Dominic versus Dragon Lee, Corbin versus Ilya, and the two biggest match. So it's sort of similar to last year. Why was there another Raw taping? Well, there's lots of different theories. around why. I've not heard the official words as to why they've done it. I don't even know actually if Fightful have like done a report on why officially they did it. But WWE filmed 2 episodes of Raw last night. We're told things are more relaxed with WWE's filming schedule through the end of the year, but they are expected to go back live weekly next year. That's all they've put about it on Fightful Select. That's it. Internet had decided it was because WWE were being kind and giving wrestlers off for Thanksgiving. Which I thought had been based on something, but apparently not. Apparently we just came to that conclusion for lols. Daze, support Birmingham Phoenix. He's got no interest in cricket. Ah, here we go. Shots being fired. Shots being fired. I'll be there again. Dressed in orange. Goat colour. I do like orange, actually. I watch women's cricket, and the best 3 teams in the world are Australia, England, and I think New Zealand. The rest are a bit pants, yeah, like West Indies. Yeah. Didn't England just smash West Indies, actually, in 2020? Let me have a look. I'll have a look, don't worry. Yeah, England are playing 2 games against West Indies, and England lead 2-0. They beat West Indies in a 2020 game on Sunday. And it says here it was super easy, lemon peasy. West Indies got 158 in 20 overs. England did it in less than 15. Apparently we sent the kids. We sent our under 8 team to play that one. So, yeah. When do we play them again? Oh, we play tomorrow. We play tomorrow. Game 3. England lead 2-0. And we play tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So, might watch it. Don't know. I don't tend to watch the under 8s. Right, we are back to the action. The Riz is the best ever, says Michael. Trini said, let's ignore all the hundreds of games that the West Indies beat England. Let's just pretend that they didn't happen. Oh, yeah, deal. Good. We're really on the same page, and that's so exciting. Lexis goes down. Oh, boom. Went for a cutter, but couldn't quite get it. Looking for a suplex. Nice. Matt said, I've played American football and rugby league. American football is much harder hitting. Whoa! Big crossbody by Javon. Shoulder up there by Lexis. K-Dub said, Aussie rules rugby is crazy to watch too. Trini said, Daze eats puppies. He eats puppies. Javon up top. Boom. Lands on his feet. Rolls through. Super kick there by Lexis. Javon goes down. 1, 2. Ah, shoulder up there by Javon. Tell you what, Lexis showing up a little bit here. Best and worst Thanksgiving Smackdowns, said not JPEG. Oof. All of them. Forearm strike there by Javon. Exchanging blows back and forth. Big chop coming in there by Lexis. Superman punch by Javon. Big boot by Lexis. Javon against the ropes. Oh, look at the kick. Look at this. Spinning in the air. Goes to the outsides. Climbing up. We got 24 minutes. We still got to get that women's championship match in. Big frog splash by Javon. 1, 2. Kick out by Lexis. Tell you what, crowd are into this as well, you know. Backstabber. Backstabber by Lexis. Boom. Lovely. Driver 2. Ah. Lexis looks so much better when his beard is not like dyed jet black in a stupid colour. That more natural look looks so much better. Charges over, kick coming in there by Javon. Lexis goes down. Has anyone ever played Murder Ball, which is wheelchair rugby? I've seen it. There was a documentary. Good win there by Javon. Javon gets the dub. Let's go in and boom. Okay. Uh, 60% was good, 25% was grey, 8% all-time, 5% bads. Nikita Riz was good, 95%. Okay, we're backstage. We're seeing Brinley and Carmen talking in the background. We've got Fraxium in the foreground. Nathan spoke to Ava, and he's going to be in the Iron Survivor match. Tranquilo. So, tension between Fraxium. Here's OTM. Here's the family. So, we've got a lot of tag teams getting in each other's faces. Next Tuesday, we've got more men's and women's Iron Survivor challenges, like qualifying matches. But they've not announced what they are yet. But we do know we've got Andre Chase against Ridge Holland. So if Andre Chase loses, Chase U must disband. That would have been a much better way to have worded it. Here's Kelani. No one can Kelani. What does that mean? There is Fallon. Fallon Henley, Kelani Jordan. Oh. What's your favourite women's cricketer? Mine is Elise Perry, said Rumour. I like Nats Shiverbrunt. She seems to get England out of a lot of sticky situations. Tammy Beaumont as well has been excellent. I think, yeah, I tend to watch a lot of like England if I'm watching women play. So it would probably be one of the English players like Sophie Ecclestone or. But yeah, Nat Shiverbrunt I think would be the one. No one does it like Lani, said K-Dub. Little fact, no one cares for every women's world champion has been pinned this month. Zarya pinned Roxanne, Liv pinned Nia, Bianca pinned Liv, said Elfie. That is fun. James said Nat Shiverbrunt, Danny Wyatt, Sophie Eccleston, and Marizan Cap. I don't know who that is. Marizana Cap. What? Who does Marizana play for? Wrestling Daze fan said Daze. Hello from the sunny Telford Centre. Amazing. You're there right now, are you? At 2:45 in the morning. That is amazing. Stay safe. South Africa. Oh. Very good. Don't forget to take your phone out like everyone else. That is happening next week as well, said John. Nasser Hussein, when he gave the number 3 sign, that was the best celebration, said Toby. Look at this. Never thought we'd move on to female cricketers. I would imagine a lot of our American friends are scratching their heads right now. And Trini. Right. Let's go. Wrestling Daze fan says, looking at you. Well, I'm looking at you. Shout out to you. Sophie Eccleston is the best bowler in the world. Mia Bouchier is the best fielder, and Amy Jones is the best wicket keeper. Spartan said, Daze, who has the best cricket celebration? This is not a cricket stream, kids. This is not a cricket stream. We are building to a very important title match. We need to refocus. We might get a new queen of the mid-card. We need to drag this back to wrestling. We're about to crown the queen of the mid-cards. Gonna end this poll so that we don't get confused. Trini said, do you know the day that we'll meet in person? It's never happening. I'm gonna hurt you, don't you? That's fine. My plan is to hurt you emotionally until we actually get to that day, but I'm fairly confident that day won't happen anyway. So I feel like I've got license to just say what I want with zero repercussion. Yeah. So I feel quietly confident. Alfie said mid-card queen. Rumour said, can you do a cricket stream of WBBL today? Yeah, sure. We'll knock that out, mate. No problem. Carmen Live said this past Saturday, I went to the Arena Center in Indiana to see ARW Pro. The show was called ARW Pro Final Destination. That's a movie. Silly. Silly. That's a movie. Next, you're going to tell me that next week they're doing ARW Pro RoboCop? Come on, Carmen Live. Stop making things up. You don't need to. I do believe there's an ARW Pro, but you don't need to make up the name of their shows. Okay, we're backstage with Dion and Ashanti. What the flip? Here's Lexis. Another loss. Here's Dante Chen. Keep your head up. Thanks, guys. Here's Gallus. Hank and Tank. Arguing with Gallus. Oh my god, it's happening. Dream match. Right, here we go, Kelani. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Days, the next ARW Pro is called Black and Blue, and it'll take place on November 27th at the Geno's Banquet Hall. Black and Blue. ARW Pro black and blue. His fatal influence. Australia, Pakistan is tomorrow. ARW Pro does not suck, said Aubrey. Can you actually watch ARW Pro on the internet? Have we looked? Here's Fallon Henley coming out. Oh my god. Can you? No, there's AR Dub. There's one that's called AR Dub Dazed and Confused. That must be it. That must be ARW. So hang on, is it called ARW Pro or AR Dub? What's it called? Look. It says ARW Pro there. Look, they've got Dazed and Confused. They're flipping copyright. So they do. Look, Final Destination. Oh my god, it's Common Life. We might be able to find you in the crowds. Was you sat under the basketball net? Did you see Joshua Moon? He does that often. Let's have a look at the mighty ARW Pro Xiaomi. How many videos? 639 videos. Jesus, look at all this amazing content. Look, the flipping. Look at them. They've named that after a film. They've named that after a game. Honestly. ARW Pro, the legend of Zelda. ARW Pro, Grand Theft Auto 6. Yes. I love this promotion. I think we all do, don't we? Okay, Fallon and Kelani. We are underway. We got 12 minutes to go. Kelani is down. ARW Pro, the next generation. ARW Pro, Picard. Boom. ARW Pro, Super Mario Brothers attack. Yes. ARW Pro, the Land Before Time 17. ARW Pro, the 10 o'clock news. Oh my god. Cameron, are you writing these down? Carmen, are you writing them? That's it, Jade. That's right. Beethoven, ARW Pro, Beethoven on DVD. I love that. I wonder how long it'll be till we have things like WWE, the red one, in cinemas November 11th. How long do you reckon it is till people start buying names of shows? It's going that way. It's flipping going that way. Are you tuning into WWE, the red one, in cinemas November 11th? Over the top to the outside. Fallon grabs the leg of Kelani. Boom! Elbow. Going up, looking for a moonsault. She kind of clipped her a little bit. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! ARW Pro, the Predators. ARW Pro, Mortal Kombat. ARW Pro, Dead Reckoning. Some very good suggestions. ARW Pro, The Empire Strikes Back. They would use that, Corey. They would use that. ARW Pro, The Fellowship of the Ring. Yes. ARW Pro, Mrs. Brown's boys. Oh, they are endlessly entertaining, aren't they? Our ARW Pro friends, and I don't even think they realise. Daze, I will protect you from the Sonny Telford Smiths, said Wrestling Daze fan. Thank you. I do need to go there, actually. I'd like to go before Christmas. Is WWE coming to Netflix in Ireland? I believe so. I believe so. ARW Pro, The Dark Knight Rises. ARW Pro, Mrs. Doubtfire. Yes. Yes. Right, final commercial break. I feel like this episode has been an episode where we're just setting up the future, really. No, but seriously, who the heck is Nico, said Arctic Arcades. Some guy that we're seeing for the first time. I mean, I don't know if he's got a bit of like a following outside of WWE. Nico Vance, Skylar Clinton made his debut. Nico Vance. Where did we get him from? Has he come from? He has been signed since 2023. His background is in football. He had 3 matches in 2023 and 15 matches in 2024. He has... Looking at Cage Match... First match was on the 13th of May last year in a house show. Then he did a house show. Then he did a house show. Then he did house show, 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 house show. All WWE. House show. Then randomly, he faced Dante Chen on WWE Main Event in September of this year. He was on Main Event. Skylar Clinton against Dante Chen. Then he took on Luca Crucifino on NXT Level Up in September. Then he did House Show. Then he teamed with Harlem Lewis to take on Tyson and Tyreek on Level Up. And then he faced Oro Mensah on Level Up. So he's made 1 main event appearance, 3 NXT Level Up appearances, and all the rest are just house shows, and that's it. So if you don't know who he is, don't worry about it. He was flipping going by a different name in September. He was going by the name Skylar Clinton in September. Hello, Backstage. A lot of our tag teams are brawling. We've got a big brawl. Against the ropes goes Fallon. Clothesline there by Kelani. Fallon goes down. Cartwheel. Back elbow. She's going to look to kip up. Here we go. Boom, and she does. I love when Kelani kips up there. We've got JC really frustrated on the outsides. Oh! 1, 2. JC really animated. Fallon is hanging by a thread here. She's being dragged over to the corner. Kelani going up, but Fallon grabs the leg of Kelani. Against ropes, goes up, perch, middle rope, over the top. Against the ropes. Oh, bit of a sling blade there. Driving Kelani face first into the ring, but a kick out there by Kelani. Fallon back in control. She gets driven back into the corner. Carmen Live said, this Thursday, November 14th, is my 23rd birthday. Have a great day, my friends. Have a great day. Here we go, going over, looking for a kick there by Kelani. go, Lani. Let's go, Fallon. We actually got dueling chants here. Both are up top. Spanish fly by Kelani. 1, 2. Oh, shoulder up there by Fallon. Looks like one of her nails has come off. So Spanish fly, but she only gets a 2. Lani goes up. She's perched. Oh, Fallon moves out the way. Scissors, roll up 2. Kick out by Kelani. Fallon trying to get back up to her feet. She looks to go over. Beautiful. Like an angle slam. The standout slam. Split leg moonsault gets it. 1, 2. And JC puts the foot on the rope. JC, look how proud she is of herself. She's like, she did good. Look at me. Look at me. JC's doing some great work on the outside. Look at me, everyone. I'm so great. Jasmine is dragged into the ring. She gets kicked and knocked down. This has allowed Fallon, though, to get back into this. She is rolled up. 1, 2. Kick out. Boom! Big shot by JC. Against the ropes. Famouser connects. 1, 2, 3. Kelani is cheated. She is robbed. But Fallon Henley remains the mid-card queen. Fatal Influence are all smiles. They're all smiles. James said, 2 weeks in a row, women main event in NXT. Things you love to see. Things you actually love to see. Hashtag things you actually love to see. What part of Telford was you in before? Oh, I've never lived in Telford's. I only ever travel into Telford, so. And it only tends to be like the town centre. It's not really another reason to go. There we go. Holding up that championship in the entranceway. Zarya. Could she make her presence felt? No? Oh. OTM. OTM sending a message. Oh, here's the family. Stacks, Luca, they're brawling. Oh, Luca just got spiked onto that table. Cameraman's falling out. Here's Gallus. Big brawl. Big brawl. Did someone's shoe come off? I thought I saw a shoe. Boom. Big shots coming in. I'm looking to see if someone lost a shoe. Is anyone in their socks? There's definitely a shoe by the barricades. Yes, one of OTM has lost a shoe. I knew it. Big brawl. Absolute carnage. Refs have come running down. Booker T goes, oh yeah, like that. The shoe is by the barricades. It's right there. You can see it. Big shots coming in as we get the credits. It's carnage. It's chaos. It's NXT. Yeah. That was the most exciting part of the show. Bow, wow, wow, wow. Bow. It's all going on. Felix said, you're worried about the shoe. I was hoping they'd lose it, actually. I was hoping someone in the crowd was going to pinch it. And then we'd have a giant mystery as to what had happened to the shoe. Big Time said 775 for me tonight. Really? Really? Oh, look at you. 2881. That gets good 99%. Daze, have you heard Austin Theory has got a scene in Spider-Man Homecoming? Homecoming. No, I hadn't, rumor. Thank you. Is that the truth or is that a rumor? You know what I did? But it was better than Raw last night, said Ryan. Days, I tried Rica Ben's in Chicago. They turn out to have the best breaded steak sandwich in the world. Well done. Rica Benny, the best breaded steak sandwich in the world. It's not in doubt anymore. The speculation has ended. No more will we discuss where we can find the greatest breaded steak sandwich. It has been confirmed. All you haters out there that don't believe in what Carmen Live has just said, you're going to need to find a different community. Because that, my friend, is a fact. Carmen Live, shout out to you. But Gallows gets injured, needs surgery. Now NXT takes the tag division. So that's that's true. They can't get a break, can they? The Good Brothers. That is true. Spartan said, surely the 5-on-5 has got to be a swerve. Why do 5-on-5 when everyone wanted the 4-on-4? I don't know, mate. I can't even talk about it because it's all part of the spoilers, in it. So we can't even have conversations on it. All I know is I wanted it to be 4-on-4. It wasn't. I was sad. Then I've seen other things and, well. 4-on-4, please. 4-on-4. I am serious about the WBBL stream today, Days, said Rumor. Oh, when I said I was going to do it, I wasn't serious. Just in case there was any doubt there. Yeah, what with us being a wrestling channel. I'm not chatting, but the halftime score song I'm working on has gotten local death metal guys interested. Oh my god, Akim. Yes. Let's go. Death metal halftime score song. Oh my god. If I give you $5, will you take your beanie off? Nah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, Surfboard Charlie. It's not worth it. Not for that amount of money. Rock, it doesn't matter what you want, Spartan says matter. ARW Pro Trini took Trini to school. Yeah. Trini got a humbling. She was humbled. Even she will admit that. I don't want this fake news being spread around. Days, he won't take his beanie off for anything less than £1 million. Yeah, that's right. Go through my manager, James. If you've got a serious offer to make, $5 or whatever. Didn't even get out of bed for that. Kim said Sherwood Webber from Skinless wants in. I don't know what that means. Kim, I don't know what that means. Right, we're going to run away. I'm going to work on Unseen. So appreciate. Oh, Trini was still around, you know. I thought you'd gone. I don't like talking about people when they're still around. I thought you'd gone. Trini, whilst you're here, can you just confirm you got schooled tonight, please? Because people are just asking. Writing metal songs is the only thing that I'm good at, says Akim. Alex Bliss giving it a 7. James says, I'm now the complaints department and the manager. It's spiraling, isn't it? It is definitely spiraling out of control. Right, thanks a lot for joining us, guys. Appreciate the support as always. Enjoy the couple of days that we will be parted, but we will be back on Friday with a Jake Paul stream, a SmackDown stream, And also, we'll get into the weekend when we've got a big UFC stream. So thanks for watching. Appreciate the support, and I will see you again next time.